I don't know exactly how long it's been. I got to be honest. If I feel like months, maybe months, that Mark Cuban has been going through what I can only describe as a slow motion mental breakdown, trying to defend diversity, equity, and inclusion with facts and logic when there is none that supports the policy. The policy is, of course, ideologically driven, emotionally driven, not data driven. And when you're arguing with people who bring facts and logic, it can probably be maddening. It can probably be enraging for you when Mark Cuban probably thinks of himself as the smartest guy in the room at all times. He probably just mentally kind of shuts down. And in a recent podcast appearance, I don't know exactly when this was filmed, but it was released just yesterday. It looks like Mark Cuban has an embarrassing meltdown about not being able to win arguments on X. And we're going to get into all that after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, in current year, everyone basically has to have a VPN. It's a extremely versatile and now basically required tool of browsing the modern internet. And that's why I'm happy to be partnered with Private Internet Access and have been for over a year now. It's a VPN I use, it's a VPN I recommend to my friends and family, and I have a massive discount for my viewers. In short, a VPN allows you to change the location that you may be seen as browsing the internet from. This helps you unlock television shows and movies that might not be available in your area. It allows you to browse the internet anonymously. Heck, even right now, we just saw several countries, for example, Google and Meta are now blocking news in Canada. And well, how are you going to get your news? Well, you could change your location. VPN helps protect your privacy, secure your data, and bypass network blocks. It comes in extremely important all the time. That's why I have it on my computers, laptops, and mobile phones. Private Internet Access is an open source app with no usage logs, unlimited bandwidth, high-speed global server network, dedicated apps, powerful encryption, and 24/7 live support. Unlock the power of the internet and stay censorship-free by using my link in the description below and get yourself. Let's go to the clip. There's some kind of naughty words in this clip. I do apologize for it, but it's only 30 seconds. Normally I like to keep things PG, but you know, just it's 30-second clip.
X is just such a cesspool now, right?
So calling X a cesspool with two guys desperate to get money from Mark Cuban.
Shit show.
It's a shithole, right? You can't win no matter what.
I win all the time on Twitter. I mean, I think Mark Cuban is a guy that you know, he thinks he's probably, you know, sometimes he probably is the smartest guy in the room, but he certainly doesn't like it when he's not.
Everything like less and less time. Elon fucked that shit up, right?
Badly.
He fucked that shit up. But
neither one of them can say why, right? What exactly did Elon do that was negative? Like, really? Like, what did he do? Now, there is a mainstream media perception narrative that, you know, that Twitter's just so terrible. But the fact of the matter, I can say, what has Elon done to make Twitter worse? I mean, the bots are probably worse than they've ever been. Worse than they've ever been. I could say that confidently. And, you know, the Twitter X paying for Twitter Premium, I don't think actually reduces the number of ads you see like was promised. You know, I think for the $8 a month, he promised that you would get some fewer amount of ads. I don't believe that. That's not been my experience. I'm still getting ads like crazy. I think community notes has been, while good intentioned, has been kind of weaponized. But, you know, hiring Linda Yaccarino, I mean, at least I can make tangible, you know, I can make tangible criticisms, not Mark Cuban, who's been very publicly getting dragged for the past several months, and the two stooges trying to get his money.
But, you know, Instagram's still chill, TikTok's still chill, and there's other places, right, that aren't so bad where you
Instagram, the problem with the site with all the peds on it.
To mess with people and have fun, but you just can't do it on Twitter.
That this X conversation is important because, you know, as the conversation around like real radical free speech continues to like carry on here, I mean, that's kind of what you have there.
X is just.
Notice how they cut it off and say, first of all, I don't know what that guy, I mean, again, he's wearing a Dallas Mavericks t-shirt. They've got this billionaire on their podcast. I don't think that they're in a position to probably push back. I don't think that free speech is a radical idea. And I also don't think, at least again, in my experience, that it has not been my experience that, you can just say whatever you want. That hasn't been my experience. People are still getting banned on Twitter. People's accounts are still getting locked down. People are still, there are many old banned accounts that have not been restored. I would honestly say that like there have been some good moves by Elon in terms of free speech. But honestly, I don't really feel like you're allowed to say much more now than you used to. I still see people getting banned all the time, getting 12-hour account locks. This past week, I don't know if it was a glitch or not. Maybe people in the comments will know, but I saw hundreds of people tweeting about how their monetization was suspended. Now, I don't know if that was a glitch, or if they actually did, if they actually did get their monetization suspended or not. I don't know the answer to that, but I saw lots of people posting about that. It's weird, but, you can see where people reply, X is a place where no one worships you, but where people celebrate a good tweet. Mark can't stand that he has to compete in a level playing field, and the days of yes men on X stoking his ego because he's a billionaire are long gone. Yeah, I'd say that's probably true. That's probably true. I don't think that Elon has really changed Twitter fundamentally. I guess he put a bigger emphasis on getting like bad photos off. But again, Mark Cuban thinks Elon Musk's Grok chatbot is right-leaning, while Google's Gemini is left-leaning. Can big tech actually feel generative AI? Well, I don't actually think Grok. I haven't seen anybody. I don't know about you all, but I haven't seen anybody kind of pop out and say that Grok has any kind of political leaning. Also, I'm probably just being like an out of touch person on this, but like, I don't care about using Grok or Gemini or ChatGPT or whatever the various like tool. I don't spend any time using them. I think when I got access to Grok, I did like one thing ever. It's just a time waster. In terms of Twitter, I don't think it feels any different. It's just that maybe what's happening, this is actually, it's just come to me now in this moment. The reason that Mark Cuban probably feels this way is because now people with blue check marks, people can buy a blue check mark now. That's why he speaks that way, or that's why he thinks that way. A lot of these people, Mark Cuban said it. Jeremy Boring, the owner or CEO or whatever of Daily Wire, said it. Dave Rubin said it. When suddenly us regular people could get blue check marks, they all complained. And I'm talking left, right, and center. The blue check mark meant only other people who agreed with you were generally in your menchies. If you were a leftist, most people that had blue check marks were leftoids. So if you're pushing DEI, you're not seeing 50 other verified accounts dunking on you in general in the replies. So that for most of us, it probably doesn't feel any different. Like I read all my replies. I don't filter, even though I have the check mark. I swear, I'm being totally honest. I don't think I have ever, when I'm like looking at my replies, ever filtered by verified only. So I never did before. I don't now. So my experience hasn't changed at all. But what's happening to Mark Cuban is he's seeing the normies. He's seeing all the likes and retweets pile up on people dunking on him. And he can't stand it. By the way, Western Lensman points out Instagram is still chill. Wall Street Journal exclusive. Instagram Meta Steph on Instagram tool enabled exploitation of the young ones, but the company ignored it and pressed ahead anyway. Now, I'm not casting any aspersions on Mark Cuban other than pointing out, Instagram is not quote unquote chill. The only thing he's really argued here is that he can't take the heat. When his ideas don't pass muster, he calls it a dump, an S-hole. It's like, I'm not exactly sure. You see, even the Hodgsons giving people bonuses because their skin color is racist. This ain't hard to understand unless your name's Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban this tweet was February 23rd. This is only last week. 4 months. 4 months. He's been trying to defend diversity, equity, and inclusion, and he cannot change anyone's mind. Is it possible? Is it possible, if you're Mark Cuban, is it possible that you're wrong? Do you think he could possibly, somehow consider the possibility that he's wrong? It seems awfully hard. Seems much more difficult than I ever thought it would be. And he's still seething away about it. You gotta love to see it.